We're lucky to have so many great chefs here in New England, including the one and only Ming Tsai. Welcome back, Ming.
Always great to be back. Love this show.
Now, Blue Dragon, okay? Here's how I think about Blue Dragon. I want to know what you think. I look at it as it's as much of a party as it is a restaurant. It just seems to be one of those places, a lot of drinking, a lot of laughing. I mean, is that why you kind of went with that small plates kind of theme?
Absolutely. I mean, we call it an Asian gastropub, right? Gastro meaning gastronomy. So it's definitely food focused, but it's just as much cocktail focused. John Drew is our mixologist there who does unbelievable cocktails. Of course, we have sake and great wines as well. And to your point about the party, it's a very festive, lively place. I mean, we listened to this music growing up. It was Santana, Rolling Stones, Bob Marley, Grateful Dead. We have that, and we have it loud. And I tell my Wellesley customers, look, if it's too loud, you're too old.
Yeah, right. So I just stay in Wellesley, you know.
No, but you know what? Surprisingly, everyone that comes from the Wellesley, they actually do love it. Because it's a different style. It's much more fun food.
It is. It's a lot of fun. Now, in the food itself, you do, listen, you always have a little bit of the Asian twist, but now you do these New England-style dishes, too, okay? So fish and chips, traditional, very traditional, but not so traditional at Blue Dragon.
Yeah, so, look, we of course, get pristine fish. We do vinegar fries, because I think the chips is half the reason you eat fish and chips.
Yes.
We have a panko crust to keep it super nice and crusty, and then we have a Chinese black vinegar, our own version of tartar sauce with house-made pickles. So it is fish and chips, if you like fish chips, but like you said, done with a little twist.
Of course. Now, fried fish is delicious. If there's anything more, as tasty or even more tasty than fried fish, is fried chicken. I'm a fried chicken, aficionado. And I think the fried chicken you do, and by the way, this is a big portion, is about as good as it gets in Boston. So give me the recipe, the background.
You know what? We spent 3 months developing this. And look, everyone in the South uses buttermilk. There's, of course, panko like with the fish and chips. There's tempura. So we ended up developing a buttermilk tempura fried chicken. So instead of using soda water, we use buttermilk and a spice flour, and it's double dipped. And at the end of the day, which I love about this, so I think it's a delicious fried chicken. Of course, it's brine, so it's moist. But we also realized when we're doing the allergy sheets, because I'm the allergy king, right, that this is actually gluten-free. We ended up picking rice flour and cornstarch, not to make it gluten-free, just to make it the crispiest chicken we could. Yeah. And I don't know of another place that actually says they have a gluten-free fried chicken. We don't call it gluten-free fried chicken because it would never sell. They're like, oh, I don't want that. We call it delicious fried chicken. And then, of course, now the people that are celiacs and wheat intolerant love it.
Yeah, it is, and it's a huge portion. I mean, it's essentially a whole chicken.
It is a whole chicken.
Yeah, all right. Now, so let's go to burgers. Okay. Who's expecting to find a burger at a Ming Tsai restaurant? You may not. Yeah. And I love burgers, but I usually don't like mini burgers. They get dried out at a lot of these places. The mini burgers you're doing are like getting the taste of that big juicy burger, but in a little bite size.
Yeah, I think first it's a bison burger, and I think bison's a great meat. It's a little less fatty. The key to a good burger is the thickness of the patty. So sliders usually are thin patties and are cooked all the way through. Right. Here we do the exact same like it was a normal big burger, and we cook it to that medium so it's nice and pink and juicy, and we have these caramelized onions, shiitakes, and of course more vinegar fries. For the record, at lunch we have a killer gigantic burger too. So,
okay, yeah.
So don't forget us about lunch.
All right, giant burgers for lunch, the mini burgers for dinner.
The sliders, yes.
All right, and now let's go to dessert, all right, which usually maybe I'm going to get at the end of the meal when I'm at Blue Dragon. I'm probably going to have another cocktail. But when you see one of these desserts go by, you're going to say, oh, yeah, I'm going to have one of these. It's essentially a giant cookie.
It is a giant. Look, we don't have a pastry chef at Blue Dragon. We have one at Blue Ginger. So we make this en masse. It's a super buttery, chocolatey chocolate chip cookie. It's a 10-minute fire like a souffle. And we serve it hot with a big old scoop of vanilla ice cream, a soy caramel sauce. I think if you can't enjoy this, you're not American. This is a chocolate chip cookie with ice cream.
Exactly. That's a good way to put it. You want to be a good American, everybody, you got to go say hi to Ming at Blue Dragon. They're at 324 A Street in Boston's Fort Point neighborhood. And for all things Ming Tsai, just go to his website, ming.com.